Hi guys, welcome back. Intel, AMD and Nvidia at the top of the chain in semiconductors. That is evident from their revenue numbers and profit margins. But they are each at different phases. Intel is the older and mature market leader while AMD and Nvidia are smaller but with much more growth potential. In this video, I'm going to be pitting these three stocks side by side to see which is the better one to invest in. So let's get right into it. There are three areas that I'll be focusing on: growth potential, profitability, and current valuation. Let's start with growth potential. AMD is in red, Intel is blue, and Nvidia is green. The first question is, what are the revenue and earnings trends telling us? AMD and Nvidia are growing with healthy quarterly growth for the last 2 years. On the other hand, Intel's revenue has turned flat. AMD's year-over-year revenue grew by 99%, Intel was flat at 0.5%, and Nvidia grew by 68%. So AMD scores 2 points, Nvidia scores 1 point and 0 points for Intel. I'll keep the scores and tally them up at the end of the video. AMD's revenue grew by 11.8% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. Intel is once again flat and Nvidia grew by 14.9%. AMD scores 1 point, Intel 0 and Nvidia 2 points. How about the net income? AMD and Nvidia's net income grew by 352% and 281% year on year, while Intel is again flat. AMD scores 2 points, Intel none, and Nvidia 1 point. Intel's quarter-on-quarter net income grew by 50%. AMD and Nvidia's net income grew by 27% and 24%. Intel scores 2 points, AMD 1 point, and Nvidia none. One of the key validators of profitability is free cash flow, and the trend of free cash flow also validates growth. And to me, this is a defining chart in this entire analysis. Both AMD and Nvidia's free cash flow are growing strongly while Intel's is declining. It is not unexpected. Intel is a mature giant in semiconductors, and while they have tried to grow their revenue by moving into the GPU space, they have met with little success. Nvidia is the market leader in the GPU space, and being the smaller, nimble player, it is slowly making its way into Intel's market share in the data center business instead. And AMD, also the smaller player, has finally caught up and overtaken Intel with more powerful processors and at a lower price. So both AMD and Nvidia are bringing the competition to Intel and are making a dent in Intel's profitability as evidenced in this chart. AMD scores 2 points with free cash flow growing at 42%. Nvidia scores 1 point with 20% and Intel 0 points for a 13% drop. Next up is the earnings per share. AMD's earnings grew 346% year over year and scored 2 points. Nvidia scores 1 point at 279% and Intel 0 at 4%. On a quarter-on-quarter basis, Intel scores 2 points at 51%, AMD scores 1 point at 28%, and Nvidia 0 at 24%. The revenue and earnings per share growth numbers lead us to the PEG ratio. AMD's PEG is just 0.4, contributed by the strong year-over-year revenue growth. If the revenue does not continue to grow at the same pace next quarter, the PEG ratio will easily go above 1 and into the overvalued region. Nvidia's PEG is marginally overvalued at 1.18 and Intel's PEG is negative due to the negative year-over-year revenue. All three companies have very strong gross margins. It is evidence of the strong market demand for processors. Even though Intel's revenue is on a decline, the margins are still strong at 57% and higher than AMD's 47%. Nvidia's gross margin at 65% is simply stunning. And looking at the way AMD's margins are improving, they are likely to catch up to Intel within the next few quarters. The trend for net margin is also the same, but Nvidia is pulling away with the margin of 36%, followed by Intel's 25% and AMD's 18%. Nvidia has the strongest liquidity with a quick ratio coming in at 1.2, followed by AMD at 0.9. Intel has very poor liquidity at only 0.19. Intel will likely have to take on more debt to shore up its liquidity soon. This is another significant chart. AMD has very little debt at only $300 million. Intel has a mountain of debt at $31 billion. Although they have been paying off the debt, it will take them many years before they can fully pay off the debt. Meantime, they would have to keep paying the interest, impacting their profits. The other trend I wanted to highlight is the growing debt on Nvidia's balance sheet. Nvidia entered into an agreement to acquire ARM, the processor designer company, for $40 billion. It is partly funded by cash and partly by stock issuance. Nvidia's cash position has eroded due to the acquisition. They have gone from sitting on a huge pile of cash to a huge pile of debt through the process. Whether or not the acquisition will bring the expected revenue and income remains to be seen. AMD's cost 2 points, Intel's cost 1 point, and Nvidia none. The effect of the huge debt is explained in this chart. Here I am plotting the interest expenses, the percentage of interest expenses versus the net income. Both Intel and Nvidia's interest payments are 2.5% of their net income. AMD's interest payment is just 1.4% of net income. And now finally the valuations. Intel is the winner here with a PE ratio of 12. But don't be fooled. The market is valuing Intel at the lower end, and it is not surprising. The market has priced Nvidia at a lofty level of 80 and AMD at 39. It is the same story for price to book. Intel is a lowly 2.36 while Nvidia is a high 27 and AMD is not too far behind at 19. Let's tally up the scores. AMD did well for the growth numbers and Nvidia came in second and Intel a distant third. Nvidia scored well for the margins followed by Intel. Intel fared poorly due to the poor liquidity and high debt. AMD scored well here. For the valuation, Nvidia performed poorly due to the lofty PE and price to book. AMD is the winner with 20 points, followed by Nvidia at 14 and Intel at 12. My money is on AMD. Not only are they gaining market share on the processor front, but they are also making inroads in the lucrative GPU space. Nvidia is a strong growth story too, but not at these valuations. And finally, Intel is a mature company that will find it difficult to grow further and with a very weak balance sheet. Over to you now. What are your thoughts on this analysis? And which stock do you think has a brighter future? Which one are you likely to invest in? Please subscribe if you have found this sharing useful and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye for now.